Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Bollywood Scene Stealers is an IVM production, and if you enjoy this episode, you can also check out the other awesome shows like IVM Likes for your weekly dose of pop culture recommendations, whether it's books, movies, or TV shows.
You're listening to Bollywood Scene Stealers.
Hi, this is Indu Mirani, and welcome to my new show, Bollywood Scene Stealers. What makes a film truly memorable is not only the lead actors in the film, but also these character actors who support the film and leave an impression. We talk to these amazingly talented actors who we can't take our eyes off when they're performing on screen. With me today is Ranveer Shourie, and we shall be talking to him about his films, the fact that he's a new father, and, well, not all that new, and everything else in between. Hi Ranveer, welcome to the show.
Hi Indu, thank you for having me over.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. What drove you to become an actor? What were the reasons you wanted? Was it you had something you wanted to say? Was it basically what you really wanted to do from childhood? Were you like film crazy?
Well, actually, I think the last thing that you said, that I was film crazy. I also was born into a Hindi film producer's house. So it was always around this world, but I mean, my father also always encouraged us to try and pursue other careers. But when I was about 21 and I had to finally take a call about what I want to do with my life, I fell on this formula that if I do something that I love, even if I don't do too well, at least I'll be doing what I love. And so I decided to go down, follow my journey in the world of making movies. Acting happened quite by chance and accident, actually. I was working behind the camera for quite a few years, and in that journey I reached Channel V, where I was directing shows for them. Javed Jafri used to host one. I worked with Sophia Haq. And in Channel V is where this accidental coming in front of the camera happened. My boss at the time, Shashank Ghosh, thought that I would be more useful to them in front of the camera because I used to, I guess, bullshit around the office so much. And then that journey started, and it started working in front of the camera. So basically, I think what has led me so far is the paycheck.
Okay.
Because people have been willing to pay me more in front of the camera than behind the camera. So I think when that stops and I start getting paid more to go behind the camera, I'll go behind the camera again.
Okay. So it's very, very simple. Where the money is, you're following the money trail.
So far, yeah.
Okay.
But of course, a point to be noted that in the world that I want to be in. So I'm not fussy whether I'm in front of the camera or behind the camera. Even when I'm on set now also, I help out with production. And I feel like it's one big, holistic, organic process. And I'm not fussy about which part I'm playing. Like I could very well be an AD and I would be happy. If I was still able to pay my bills, that is.
Right.
Because I think also because of the kind of training I went through, like I studied film and video production when I started at St. Xavier's Institute of Communications. So that again, the course was a holistic course, the diploma that I had done. Then years later when I started acting, I went to study acting in New York at the Atlantic Theatre Company. At that time, while I was doing the acting course, I did another course in digital film because that time, this is I'm talking about 2002, 2003. So the digital space was just kind of dawning at the time. So I thought I should, quickly educate myself a little more about this also. So, the course included learning editing, from a AVID certified school, and how the process from writing for digital space and to write up to marketing your film online. And I'm talking about 2002 to 2003. So I've always tried to think of this, of my job as being a filmmaker.
True.
So whether I'm an actor or an assistant director or a director or a writer, these are small shifts according to me, although they mean a lot, I know, in the business.
Yeah.
But I've always had this approach of this holistic approach to it.
So, in fact, it was Khosla Ka Ghosla where you played Bunty, the younger son Bunty, where you were really noticed and your comic timing was so commented on. At that time, Dibakar Banerjee that was his first film, Khosla Ka Ghosla.
Yeah. And Jaideep's.
Sorry?
And Jaideep Sani's also.
And Jaideep Sani, yeah, exactly.
Oh, although actually I think he might have written Jungle before that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or anyway, it was one of his earliest.
Okay.
For sure.
So I wanted to ask you about Dibakar, really. Today he's one of the icons of the new age filmmaking. What was he like at that time? Was he at that time very serious about his work? What was your relationship that he shared with his actors, with you? Give me a couple of anecdotes about how it was to work with him.
No, I worked with Dibakar lately again, but as producer. He produced Titli, which was directed by Kanu Bahl, which did really well last year. But one thing which I think Dibakar has retained is his amazing ability for detail. I remember even when doing Khosla Ka Ghosla, because he was already an ad filmmaker at the time.
Yes. But
he has the ability, I think, to go into detail to a point where you will be surprised, because this is something in each department, not just your character that you're playing, and it can be another character or camera, or an amazing ability to be able to articulate that.
Okay.
In very few simple terms, not without any great
example dijiye.
There's a very nice scene in Khosla Ka Ghosla where after Cherry and his father have a confrontation over drinking, where his father tries to make him drink and all, and then he finally blurts out Cherry that I'm going away. Yeah. I'm going away to America. And post that, the whole kind of narrative stills down a little bit, and they have these moments where each family member has with Cherry.
Okay.
So when Bunty goes to his room, he says, teri to nikal padi and all that, and then there's this slight emotional angle. He says, don't forget me and all. So I remember for that scene, because it was such an important scene for my character, and in the script also, it's a very emotional moment. I always felt that instinctively I had that thing that this should be played up. This should be like and I was talking to Dibakar, and he just. I think he finished that scene in 3 shots.
Wow.
Yeah. That stayed with me, that done only 3 shots. But when finally you see it in the film, by no means does it lack impact, And it's like a pulled punch which has more power, And so that stayed with me, because he had that acumen at that time to not fall for that trap of, this is a moment and I should... And instead underplaying the whole thing.
Right.
So these kind of things, he's extremely sensitive, very articulate, extreme attention to detail, yet maintaining a kind of overall simplicity for however complex a thing he's talking about. So these are the things that I think have been key in Dibakar's success.
And between then and अभी जो आपकी फिल्म थी तितली, I mean I know कि दिबाकर ने खुद डायरेक्ट नहीं की, लेकिन उनका इन्फ्लुएंस फिल्म में बहुत रहा होगा, because after all he has also produced it. तो क्या नोटिस किया आपने? Your reaction with him, your relationship with him, actor to director, कितना बदल गया ये इस बीच में? काफी साल बीत गए इस बात को.
No, not really. मेरे को यही लगता है. I think Dibakar he was a dream director. He was also a dream producer. उन्होंने कुछ ज़्यादा interfere नहीं किया. It's been Kanu's baby through and through. But Dibakar, the kind of cinema that Dibakar represents, I mean, we are all part of it. Kanu is, I am too, we've all been subscribers of this kind of cinema. So Dibakar understands that, he knows that if these are people from the same space that he's in, so that's why obviously, he took up this story and script and this project to produce as his first. But short of that, he was a dream director on Khosla, I say, and he was a dream producer on Titli, because on Khosla, he was there to hold your hand, and here he was there to kind of like set up your room and just leave you to play.
Okay, good. जब हम खोसला का घोसला एंड तितली की बात कर रहे हैं, तो दोनों फिल्मों में आपका रोल वाज वेरी टिपिकल दिल्ली. आपको ये रोल करने में कुछ आसानी होती है ज्यादा? आप दिल्ली के तो नहीं है ना?
नहीं, मैं दिल्ली का नहीं हूँ, बट मेरी जो ऑन स्क्रीन पर्सनालिटी है हैज बीन more seen as Delhi because of the kind of films that I've done have done well. Khosla ka Khosla is key reason, I think, where people think because also because I think जो दिल्ली की हिंदी है या बम्बई की हिंदी है या also जो नॉर्थ इंडिया के थोड़े थोड़े जो डायलेक्ट्स अलग अलग हैं, ये हमेशा मेरे लिए एक्सेसिबल हुए हैं क्योंकि मैंने अपनी यूथ में भी ट्रैवल बहुत किया है इंडिया, स्पेशली नॉर्दर्न इंडिया वगैरह. सो आई हैव एक्सेस टू बोथ द लाइजा द नुआंसेस ऑफ दिल्ली की हिंदी या जो बम्बई की हिंदी के क्या फर्क है, एंड लिटिल शेड्स इन बिटवीन ऑल्सो.
थोड़ा एक एग्जांपल दीजिए हमें, जैसे कोई भी एक सेंटेंस
आप मुझे डायलॉग्स दीजिए, मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ. फॉर एग्जांपल say two examples that you used, in Khosla it was the language and the accent used was a far more Punjabi North Indian thing.
Absolutely.
But while Titlis was more UP Delhi kind of a space.
Right, like Western Delhi.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I mean these kind of slight changes, these make, because I've traveled so much all over the country and spent time. Channel V, I have done a travel show which has taken me around the country, I think 3 times in those 7 years.
Oh,
it was called Out There. Yeah. And then we used to do live shows every city called Channel V Live, where we used to take musical artists and as VJ, as VJ you get to meet people and you explore the country.
क्या आप हमेशा ऑब्जर्व करते रहते हैं लोगों को, जब भी आप, जैसे आपने बहुत ट्रैवल किया ऑल ओवर द कंट्री?
देखिए, मेरा यही मानना है, कोई ऐसा कुछ एक्टिव नहीं होता कि मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रहा हूँ. Somewhere your subconscious keeps absorbing a lot of things, from people you meet, books you read, movies you watch, So it's a subconscious thing. Now, अब वही है कि बचपन से एक knack था of imitating people, of that can be called observing, but it's an unconscious process. I mean, I know I'm not doing it consciously, but it's there and it was always there. I think that's why Shashank Ghosh pushed me in front of the camera.
True. जैसे विनय पाठक है, आपके बहुत अच्छे दोस्त में हैं, आप दोनों ने बहुत काम किया है साथ में, टीवी शो भी किया है, प्लस फिल्मों में काफी है. तो जब आप थिएटर में भी आपने काम किया,
अभी भी जो प्ले कर रहे हैं उसमें भी साथ में है,
या जो अभी फरवरी में,
What is done is done.
राइट, या. तो फिर जब आपको पता है कि आप ये पर्टिकुलर फिल्म करने वाले हैं, तो क्या आप वो जो एक्टर्स है उनका कुछ पर्टिकुलर स्टडी करते हैं कि अच्छा मैं सीन स्टीलर बनने वाला हूँ, अभी इनका ये है जो इनका स्ट्रेंथ है, मैं ये स्ट्रेंथ लाने वाला हूँ? जी,
वो सिर्फ स्टार्स कर पाते हैं. हमारे जैसे जो एक्टर्स हैं वो सीन नहीं चेंज कर पाते.
Okay.
हाँ, वो हमारा यही होता है कि हाउ टू मेक द सीन वर्क द बेस्ट. उसमें कभी अगर मुझे अपनी लाइन भी काटनी पड़े तो आई एम विलिंग टू सैक्रिफाइस फॉर दैट. बट ये ऐसा नहीं होता. सीन स्टीलर इज अ वेरी, हाउ डू पुट इट, इट्स अ वेरी in the creative process is not a very palatable term, because when somebody is trying to footage खाना के जाते हैं, भूख जब कोई दिखाता है ना, it puts off the entire team.
Right.
Because we are here, when we work together, we are there for as a means to an end. The end being that how best to get the scene out or the narrative out. फिर उसमें अब मैं के मैं ये करूं, सब मेरी आंखें मेरे पे हों, that's not very it's not a very desirable thing with creative people. So I've never fallen for that trap, and I never will, because it's not been my training really.
Yeah. लेकिन जब आपका सामने वाला एक्टर आपका दोस्त हो या फिर कोई जिसे आप बिल्कुल नहीं जानते, तो आसानी होती है कि मुश्किल होता है?
नहीं, दोस्त होता है तो बिल्कुल आसानी होती है और मजा भी आता है, बिकॉज उसमें क्या है, ये जो आप कह रही थी ना सीन स्टीलर, ईगो, उसमें ये नहीं है ना.
राइट.
वो तो दोस्त को तो आप इमीडिएटली कह दोगे कि तू क्यों भाई, तेरी लाइन क्यों बढ़ रही है, तू फुटेज क्यों खा रहा है इतनी, जो सीन लिखा है लेट्स वर्क एट दैट. बट जिसको आप नहीं जानते उनके साथ टू क्रिएट अ केमिस्ट्री, टू बी एबल टू हैव अ रैपो, टू हैव अ रिदम, to have fun, and I think that's key for our business. That's why we say playing a part,
Right.
Or when we play a musical instrument, we say, you play something. If you take the joy out of these things, then they anyway will not be interesting to the viewer also.
Right.
So the playing comes from, when you are with people who are your friends, it's easier to play with them.
And just getting back to Khosla Ka Ghosla for 1 minute, it was a very slice of life sort of film. So जब ऐसा कुछ हो जो आपने maybe experience किया हो या आपके साथ सामने हुआ हो, उससे आसानी होती है कि उससे मुश्किल होता है? Because to reproduce something जो आपके साथ हुआ या आपने देखा हो.
जी, ये मैं I think depends on the script.
Okay.
I think लाइफ के जो एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं, आप सब कुछ नहीं एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते जिंदगी में. मतलब अगर हम कह रहे हैं कि खोसला का घोसला की बात कर लें, तो जो फिल्म की कहानी थी वाज अबाउट अ लैंड ग्रैब. ठीक है, प्लॉट उसका ये था. अब मेरी फैमिली में नहीं हुआ है, जयदीप की किसी की फैमिली में हुआ था, उसने लिख दिया. बट शॉर्ट ऑफ दैट, बंटी खोसला जैसे लोगों से तो मैं मिला हूँ, यू नो. और मेरा भाई तो है, मेरे फादर के साथ मेरा रिलेशनशिप थोड़ा सिमिलर ऐसा हो सकता है. जो मेरा रिलेशनशिप मेरी जो विनय के साथ दिखाया है, इम्प्रेस्ड बाय हिम एंड यू नो वांट्स टू, यार ये तो बंदा ही कमाल है, ऐसे ये फीलिंग तो मुझे हो चुकी है. सो आई एम सेइंग, अपने ये जो छोटे छोटे सिमिलैरिटीज हैं ये हम लेते हैं और उसके बाद उनको ढालते हैं जो स्क्रिप्ट में है लिखा हुआ है. सो इट्स, आई वुड से द व्हाट यू सी ऑन स्क्रीन इज अ काइंड ऑफ एन अमेलगमेशन ऑफ द एक्टर and the character.
Okay.
And you cannot have any way where you can have only one. हालांकि I would say most of our stars have done it, which is that ये मेरी personality है, इसमें जो भी नाम लगाना है आगे लगा लो.
तो जो image कहते हैं.
Image. So but as an actor, that is not desirable. You know, you do want to be able to see, you can't do away with yourself, that's true, because then there are other extreme में होते हैं जो इतने कट्टर एक्टर हो जाते हैं कि मेरा कोई सेल्फ, मेरी कोई चीज दिखनी नहीं चाहिए, सिर्फ कैरेक्टर ही दिखना चाहिए. वो भी मैं मानता हूँ इम्पॉसिबल होता है, बिकॉज यू कांट, दिस इज योर बॉडी. वो जो आपकी बाकी यू नो सालों की जो कंडीशनिंग है वो आएगी, बट उसके साथ आप क्या और ला सकते हैं जो कैरेक्टर में से निकल कर आया. सो ये दिस इज व्हाट आई बिलीव इन. And so even though I have never experienced land grab, but there are other things, many other very important, probably things which are more important than that plot. The relationships were familiar to me.
And जब आपके पास स्क्रिप्ट आती है तो उसमें आप क्या ढूंढते हैं या क्या देखते हैं हाँ करने से पहले?
बहुत अच्छा आपने जो यूज किया, देखते हैं, वो यही है कि मैं यही देखते हैं कि ये दिखेगी क्या, ये क्या दिखेगा ये.
Okay.
So उसमें I think there's a 3-step simple criteria which I follow. First, is it a story or a screenplay which holds me, interests me, entertains me, engages me, makes me think. Second would be, what is my part in it? Is there a part which I can bring something to? Is it a part which will fit me, which I can pull off? These are many different kinds of questions which run through your head. And third, I think, is the relationship with the director. Because finally, आपका सेट पे एक ही बीकन होता है, वो होता है जो निर्देशक. अगर उनके साथ आपका ऐसा रिलेशनशिप नहीं है जिनके आप उनको ट्रस्ट कर पाओ और एक ऐसी इच्छा हो कि नहीं, ये इस बंदे को मैं खुश करूं सेट पे, जो ये चाहता है, जो इसका विजन है, मैं समझ गया हूं कि ये मेरे पीठ पे शाबाशी दे जब मैं इसके लिए सही करूं, वो रिलेशनशिप जब where you feel that is possible, then you go ahead.
Okay. Let's take a short break. We'll come back and continue talking to Ranveer Shorey.
Hi, I'm May, and I'm a huge fan of the indie music scene in our country. A scene that's relatively underground, even though it sometimes speaks its head overground. But there's no shortage of talent, and I get the privilege of interviewing some of the most awesome musicians on my show. I've had the likes of Euphoria, Krish Kale, Hardcore, Randolph Correa. I've had singer-songwriters, folk singers, electronic music producers, playback singers, rappers, fusion artists, instrumentalists, classical musicians, and so on. Whether mainstream or not, these people have chosen to release their original music, and these are the people currently shaping the direction in which our music scene is heading. Join me on my show every Monday and tune in to discover the unique talent coming out of India today.
Hi, we are back talking with Ranveer Shorey on Scene Stealers. Ranveer, you spoke about Sing is King, and I just remembered कि उसमें आप Katrina के boyfriend, fiancé बने थे. Abhi, an actress like Katrina, jo is so totally not from the same world that you are in, as far as acting is concerned. उनके साथ काम करने में क्या कैसे होता है? दिक्कत होती है कि
Katrina is very much from the same world I'm in. I mean, she's urban. she's English speaking, and for her doing Hindi films is a job. Same for me. So I think I don't see any great, difference as such. Our sensibilities are pretty much the same.
I meant your sensibilities film-wise, acting-wise.
Well, every actor has, like Vinay and me are really close, but our processes are completely different. I mean, we don't have, his training, he studied acting at university in New York, at a different university. I studied much later. I did just one semester and a much shorter course in New York, but they're completely different schools. Okay. So every actor, Rajat, for example, he's studied directing at FTI, and before that he's done theatre. His process is completely different. So, and as actors, I think it's more important to get along at a personal level.
Okay.
More than your acting methods and processes matching. What is more important is people, if we get along, we'll have fun.
So was Katrina a very approachable actor?
Yeah, she's very sweet. In fact, I remember that time, she was really helpful. I mean, from there I was supposed to go for some event which Minnie and I were hosting. I remember we were shooting Singh is King and I had to buy a suit and I'm not very good with clothes. She came and helped me. Oh. So she's very friendly. I mean, nothing like that. So it was great fun. In fact, I worked with a little bit with her on Ekta Tiger also. So she's always been very warm and she's a fabulous person. And I think she deserves every bit of the success that she's getting.
आप अभी ट्विटर पे बहुत एक्टिव हैं. आपके पॉलिटिकल कमेंट्स भी होते हैं उसमें. आप ट्रोल भी होते हैं काफी लोगों से, वो मैंने देखा है. आप ट्विटर पे क्यों हैं?
ट्विटर पे मैं आया था एक्चुअली मोर टू फॉलो, बिकॉज ट्विटर ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म था जहां बहुत लोग, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इंटरनेशनली, बहुत ही ऐसे लोग जिनसे और जिनके बारे में मैं जानना चाहता था ट्विटर पे थे.
जैसे दूसरे एक्टर्स?
नहीं, नॉट जस्ट एक्टर्स, राइटर्स, साइंटिस्ट्स, business people. I mean, from all walks of life, people you admire, who you think are making a difference in the world, in whether your world or the world. तो उनके साथ कनेक्ट करने का मौका, वो क्या सोचते हैं, उनकी बातें सुनने का या उनसे सवाल पूछने का मौका, ये चीज अट्रैक्ट करके लाई थी ट्विटर पे. फिर सडनली आप रियलाइज करते हो कि अच्छा, आपका भी कुछ, मतलब आपने भी कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट, जितना भी कंपैरिजन में छोटा हो, बट आप भी कुछ कर रहे हो, तो उसके ऊपर भी लोगों के विचार हैं या सवाल हैं. तो वो भी एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म था. ठीक है, दैट यू गेट टू कनेक्ट विद पीपल हु आर व्यूअर्स फॉर यू और योर ऑडियंस. बट उसमें अब जैसा आपने कहा कि अब ये एक न्यूसेंस वैल्यू ट्विटर पे शुरू हो गई है, जो कि एक अनोनिमिटी के अंडर में, गाब में अंडे की फोटो लगा के वहां आप कुछ भी अनाप शनाप बक दें किसी को भी, तो वो न्यूसेंस वैल्यू है और उतना ही है, मैं मानता हूँ. मतलब ये बढ़ गई है. आई थिंक इट्स अ बिगर न्यूसेंस नाउ, बट मेरे दिमाग में वो यही है कि रियल वर्ल्ड इज नॉट लाइक दैट. अब बाहर मैं चलता हूँ तो मुझे सड़क पे मैं अगर सड़क पे वही बात जो मैं ट्विटर पे कह रहा हूँ, मैं सड़क पे चिल्ला के कह दूं ना, तो there will be a more civil response than on Twitter.
वो anonymity
gives people they feel the freedom to be unreasonable and to have no accountability. जो सड़क पे नहीं है. सड़क पे suddenly you are accountable.
Exactly. जैसे real life में तो of course you are accountable. Of course. जब आप एक बिग बजट फिल्म करते हैं और जब आप एक स्मॉल बजट फिल्म करते हैं, basically the difference between mainstream and indie films, तो प्रोसेस में कितना फर्क है? आई मीन, बिग बजट फिल्म्स दे कैन ट्रैवल मोर, दे कैन स्पेंड मोर एंड यू कैन डू मोर रीटेक्स. तो आपको कभी लगा है कि बिग बजट, आई नो आपने कहा कि आपको ये ऐसे टिपिकल मेनस्ट्रीम वाले फिल्म्स नहीं करने, बट
वो सेंसिबिलिटी की बात थी. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, एक था टाइगर वाज अ मेनस्ट्रीम फिल्म, बट फॉर मी इट वाज नॉट अ फिल्म व्हिच वाज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड.
ओके,
एक सेंसिबिलिटी की बात कर रहा हूँ. Ekta Tiger was like a proper mainstream film with the big canvas and everything, but it was a tight film. It didn't have that crowd pleasing strong streak.
Okay.
Okay, अब दारू पी के नाचो. Okay, अब I mean, not that दारू पी के नाचो is a problem with the scene, but as long as what I'm talking about. Yeah, actually this is very difficult to articulate. I've been trying for almost 10 years to articulate this, and it's very difficult how to say what I'm saying that about mainstream, which I find I don't find it.
Is it the illogical things?
Maybe no, yeah. But then why? I mean, there are fantasy films which are made which I love.
True.
So I'm saying there is a best I can say is there's a crowd pleasing streak जो होता है ना मेन स्ट्रीम फिल्मों में, वो उसकी जो एक्सट्रीम्स हैं वो मुझे नहीं भाते, वो मुझे मेरे से सॉलो नहीं होता.
But एक certain ease होता है ना in a mainstream film because everything is available to you. Like if you make an indie film, for example, जो रिलीज ही नहीं हो.
अब आप रिसोर्सेज की बात कर रही हैं.
जी.
नहीं वो ठीक है आपकी बात कि जैसे बड़े बजट की फिल्म करो तो वो बिस्लेरी पानी से सड़क भी धो देंगे. अब छोटे बजट की पिक्चर को तो आपको पानी भी घर से भर के लाना पड़ेगा. सो ये ऐसा फर्क है. बट मेरे प्रोसेस में तो कोई फर्क नहीं है. मैं तो एक्टर हूँ. मेरा मेरा मतलब सीन से है, को एक्टर से है, डायरेक्टर से है, डीओपी से है. रिसोर्सेज आर डिफरेंट. यू आर राइट. मेन स्ट्रीम में रिसोर्सेज कहीं ज्यादा हैं, छोटी फिल्म में नहीं है. But again, like I'm saying, there is, like for me, there is something greatly in common between Ek Tha Tiger and say a film which I did, Mithya.
Okay.
Because they both have, अब हम mainstream वाले उसको alternative कह देंगे. मैं नहीं मानता alternative. मैं कहता हूँ sensible cinema.
Right.
You know, कि इसमें मुझे sense दिखती है इसमें, ये फिल्में बनाने में. मुझे दूसरी एक for lack of एक मैंने डेविड धवन जी के साथ एक पिक्चर करी थी, Do Not Disturb. ठीक है. अब मैं आई वुड नॉट गो डाउन दैट पाथ अगेन, नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ डेविड जी, बिकॉज डेविड इज रियली स्वीट एंड यू नो ही इज फैबुलस, बट आई हैव रियलाइज्ड इट्स बिकॉज आई वाज अ मिसफिट. Not that what he was making is nothing great, because he has an audience. I mean, I don't have to say what David Dhawan is, you know.
Exactly,
मेरी क्या औकात है. But fact is, I feel uncomfortable. I feel like a misfit. So इसलिए मैं नमस्कार करके अब वहां से थोड़ा हट के एक था टाइगर I would love to do again. You know, because it has the sensibility for me.
अब आपने ये फिल्म जो तितली की, उसमें तो आप आउट एंड आउट नेगेटिव थे. आप लोगों को हैमर से मारते थे, लोगों को हाईजैक करके. तो जब आप इतना नेगेटिव रोल करते हैं तो आप उसको कितना घर लेके जाते हैं?
घर मुझे ले जाने की क्या जरूरत है? अखबार उठा लो, आप ट्विटर पे लॉग इन कर लो. सो बैड न्यूज इज एवरीवेयर यार. सो आई मीन आई एम नॉट ब्लाइंड टू द वर्ल्ड. इन फैक्ट एनीथिंग बट I am extremely susceptible to what's happening in the world and sensitive to it, and it affects me, you know. And that's why if you need this, that's why this urge to sometimes say something or maybe do as much as I can without much self-harm, because you know, in today's world, what does it take for you to suddenly be rigmarolled into Kapil Sharma को देख लो. उन्होंने सिर्फ एक ट्वीट करा था कि मेरे से रिश्वत मांग रहे हैं बीएमसी वाले, उनका क्या हाल हुआ है. सो वन हैज टू वॉच आउट फॉर दैट एंगल ऑल्सो, बिकॉज फाइनली सेल्फ प्रिजर्वेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
और थिएटर आप कह रहे हैं कि आप बहुत सालों से कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इतना ज्यादा नहीं, isn't it?
नो, आई डोंट डू टू मच थिएटर, बिकॉज मैंने कहा ना, उसमें पैसे मिलते नहीं, कमिटमेंट बहुत है, दिन बहुत जाते हैं, लोगों के साथ अब घंटों के घंटे आपको काम करना पड़ता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई डू थिएटर विद ओनली लाइक पीपल हु आई don't mind spending long time with no money being paid. And that the work should be interesting, because I don't want to do theatre for the sake of doing it. In fact, all the theatre that I've done has been in the experimental space. In fact, only one play I've done, which was QTPs, which was directed by Nadir Khan, called I've gone blank on it. Wait, I'll tell you. Beyond Therapy.
Okay.
That was a English play. Straight up text, and you're doing the scene. But other than that, all the work that I done with Rajat Kapoor and with Atul Kumar, they were all in the experimental space. Blue Mug was an experimental piece. C for Clown is an experimental piece. What is done is based on Shakespeare, but it's a creation. It's workshopped, and it's complete.
Which of Shakespeare's?
Macbeth.
Macbeth. Okay. And what's so special about this one that you're doing it after so long?
Not after so long. मतलब I think last मैंने क्या इससे पहले क्या play जो last किया है? Maybe it's been 2-3 years. 3-4 years since I've done a play. But the same reason, like I said, waiting for the right thing.
Okay.
You know, and this was the right thing, because it was again like people I know and I love, work that is interesting. So that's what matters.
Would you like to someday direct a film?
Well, I started my career, you know, I told you, behind the camera, and that was my initial objective, as you can say, a dream, to be a film director. But along the way, I have grown very comfortable in being an actor. I'm very happy being part of somebody else's vision, helping them realize their vision. And more than that, I think the problem is, I think one should turn director when one is compelled to tell a story.
Yes,
Because
of course.
See, I worked with a lot of first-time directors. In fact, my career is, I think, made on first-time directors. So one thing I've seen about first-time directors, they are obsessed and they are passionate about what they want to say and about. Unfortunately, I don't have that right now.
Okay.
So when that happens, when I feel okay, no, अब तो मेरे तो गले में नहीं रुक रहा, अब तो ये उगल के आएगा ही बाहर, then I'll attempt it. I don't want to for the sake of कि नहीं अब काम नहीं है या as actor मेरा कुछ हो नहीं रहा तो अब मैं director बन जाऊँ. I don't want to do that. I don't want, because I have been very fortunate about the fact that I chose this profession and I'm able to do what I love and pay my bills doing it. I recognize is a very fortunate place to be in, and I do not want to do anything dishonest in that.
True. Yeah.
So I'm just enjoying what I'm doing right now. That's it.
And आपका बेटा अभी 5 साल का है. तो after becoming a father, how has that impacted your life professionally and personally?
A lot. I think I changed more in that 1 year that I became a father than I did in the first, 30 odd years. It's really it's really been a life altering experience for me. I never imagined I'll be a father growing up, like in my 20s and all, when we were partying away and work, party, work, party, work. Never thought I'll have a child, I'll be home. But somewhere when you meet somebody and you say, I want to go down this path, I want to have a child. And then you just, as a trial, you're trying something and it changes you this profoundly. So it's quite something, I have to say. How has it affected my work? More than my work, I think it has, actually work also, the choices that you make now.
Yeah.
This is a very important factor in what you take up for work, how much time it will keep me away from him. All these things start mattering. But more than work, I think personal life changes a lot, because earlier you're you're a different person, and then as a parent it just takes up happily a lot of your time and space in your life, which you're very actually willing to give away. So that was a revelation for me, and I'm still quite reeling under it.
Your change and the person that you are, you didn't expect to be the person that you are.
No, not at all.
With a child.
It is really, I think it has brought in a lot of patience in me, which I think I needed. I'm a very impatient guy. I'm very, I'm not happy about those parts of my personality. Anyway, I wasn't. But it has introduced a lot of patience in my life. A lot of discipline I feel it has brought, which again was needed. So I think it's made me a better person. And
are you in any way a hands-on father?
Oh, very much. I am extremely hands-on. It's 50-50.
Oh,
that's
well,
I'm sure she won't agree with that, but this is my version. I'm sure she'll have a 51-49 or something like that, or 55-45.
Tell me, how much do awards matter to you?
When you start working, it's important. But then over the years, when you see what happens with awards, they start mattering a little less.
True.
But it still matters, I think. Somewhere I have dreamt of receiving an award and giving a speech, especially when you watch the Oscars and Emmys annually. You think, कभी मुझे भी मौका मिलेगा, मैं भी ऐसे nervous आता हुआ वहाँ पे बोलूँगा, thank you my mom and this one, and so it matters still, but less, I would say.
Okay. And where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I know it's never say never and things like that, but where do you see yourself?
I don't know. I didn't know where I would be today 5 years ago. So planning hasn't really worked too well in my life, and I don't plan now. I'm just playing. I'm just winging it, as they say.
And what is that one role that you are avidly waiting for?
No, I don't have a role like that either. I don't have the dream role. I don't have a dream director. I don't have a dream script. Not at all. I'm very happy that I have the opportunity to live a life of an artist, which is I get to live happily, and I'm grateful for that, and I get to use all that in the work that I do, which I love doing.
Right.
So this I have just more and more this gives me great happiness, and I just leave it at that.
Thank you, Ranveer. Thank you so much for being so candid with us and talking with us.
Pleasure.
It was great having you.
Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed listening to this episode of Bollywood Scene Stealers, why not check out our previous episodes with Tanishta Chatterjee, Satish Kaushik and Atul Kulkarni. You can tune into Bollywood Scene Stealers every week on iTunes, SoundCloud, Audio Boom, on the IVM podcast app or any other podcasting apps you like. For the next episode, I have Arfi Lamba from films like Prague and Fugly. So make sure to tune in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out
IVM Podcasts
to catch some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.